We're doing this again. I guess it looks like it. Everything is running. Whether you're looking at all the meme stocks, whether you're looking at BlackBerry or not BlackBerry, Bed Bath and Beyond. Sorry, BBBY up 75% today, up to $28. AMC, really just hanging out. GameStop though just spiked as well. We've got David Green hanging out in the background, who's looking at all these charts as well. So we're gonna be talking about this madness going on. I was just telling David before the show. 45 minutes ago was looking at these contracts for Bed Bath and Beyond. They were about $2, $2.30 for the one I was looking at. I think it was like a $28 call that expired this Friday. Didn't get it. Of course, it's trading for like $1,000 now, but hey, neither here nor there. So it goes. Let's go ahead and hop right into it because I want to talk about this craziness. I want to see what's going on. Let's play the intro and get my man David Green on the show.
This is Benzinga Live. Spencer Israel and producer AB. What's up, everybody? How we doing?
Someone told me buy high, sell higher.
Let's get Matt Hammond on the show to talk some IPOs. Jake Wojasek from Trend Spider. We have a breaking news.
GameStop halted.
GameStop halted.
GameStop halted. Best Buy, BBBY halted. Wow. Whack-a-doodle, guys. BBBY. Oh, BBBY just opened. Let's take a look, guys. What's up, my Benzinga family? Aaron, I can't see comments if you want to bop them up there.
Yep, I'll pop them up.
All right, we got to be really careful with BBBY. This thing's ridiculous. Guys, check out those options, all right? The 43s. Maybe we want to take a little pop in there. Let me look real quick. Let's see what we're doing. They go up to 45, guys. So if we can get like $3 on the 45s, I think that's a good do. I mean, they expire in 3 days. I do not mind being short BBBY at $47.
At 47, guys, you hear that? He's not saying go short here at $27.
No, I'm talking about an option. All right, let me look here. Let me get the option chain up. All right, here's what we're doing, guys. I'm going to put order in at $3 in the 45 calls to sell. I don't mind being short this at $48 if it comes up in the next couple of days. 3.00. All right, good. Let's see what happens. So what we're doing in Best Buy, guys, is I'm trying to sell a 45 call that expires this week for $3.
Sorry, Bed Bath & Beyond, not
Bed Bath & Beyond, right. Which would give us a position in the stock at 48, which is up 100% from here. I don't mind getting into a swing trade at $48 in BBY on the short side. So we'll see what happens if we get up to $3. Otherwise, guys, we probably should be fibbing it on the long side. And we'll look to get in on the long side. GameStop halted. GameStop, we can look for a far from moving average after that one opens, guys. So we'll keep our eyes on that. I don't know if were you guys here last week, Aaron, when we did the BGFV options? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
No, we weren't. Okay. Yeah, we bought 15 calls in that last week for, I think, 11 cents. They're 45 cents now. I'm going to try and sell them right here at 50 cents if we get a chance. Chart looks good. I can sell naked. No, don't worry about it. You're fine. I don't think we're going to get a chance anyway. All right. Very impressive market again today, guys. Making new highs after the giant run-up that we've had. Very, very good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I think we're getting forget it. Look what just happened to these options, guys. They were just $2.50. They just went down $1. $1. So that would have been beautiful. We could have got them for $3. It ain't happening. Cancel.
Yeah, it looks like Bed Bath is coming down, but it's actually getting it looks like it's getting some buyers right here at 25.
Yeah, let's guys, let's try a tiny bit on the trend at what is it, 24? Yeah, let's try a little at 24. Again, I'm not going to put a lot of stock in this because this can get open on the downside too, and actually it might if we get down to 24. See what happens. Let's throw a little feeler order out there if we get down to 24. We'll do like 25 shares. We get spiked down there. Let's see what happens. If we get down to the 9-handed hold, we can add a little bit. And the trend is down to 2260. So let's see what happens if we get a pullback to the 24 level. GameStop, we got to wait till it reopens now before we think about doing anything. Any of you guys in any of these stocks, guys? God bless if you are. BBBY will be a long if we pull back to 24. That is correct. Mike, you're
looks
in
like
all
we're
of them?
getting looks like we're getting down there, right, to 24, 24.50.
Yeah, we're coming. We're coming. Don, you got stopped that on BBBY doing what? I hope not buying it higher. Yeah, you got to be very careful with this thing. That's why I'm doing a small amount. No, don't be buying this thing anywhere. Please, 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 please. Let's see if we hit the 9 EMA right now. All right, we got a tiny bit of 24. Yes, just relax, guys. Let's see what happens if we hold this level. And again, I'm not going to give it a lot of room because this is meme-ified. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, big time. How about, and it's not just today. I mean, looking in the last month, Bed Bath & Beyond
exactly.
stocks.
It has had a giganto run up.
July 18th, the stock was closed at $5.16.
Oh, it just got halted on the downside, guys, which is what I was afraid of.
Oh.
Mac, you going to put some away in your retirement account? Guys, that's why we only did 25 shares. All right, so let's see what happens on the reopening. Where do we want to put a bid now? 2040. Let's put a little bid down there to add 25 shares if we spike down to 2040. All good things must come to an end, guys and gals. So we'll try to add down to 2040 and we'll see what happens from there. Veru. What happened in Veru? Oh, Veru? Okay, good. Veru is a swing trade, guys. Leave that alone. This is another stock that we've been watching, Aaron. We started a little swing trade today, just now, on the short. We're up 5 days in a row. We have an 80 RSI. So we'll add like every dollar to that, guys. And we'll see what happens.
You know what I'm curious? Is something like Netflix getting overextended here on the RSI? I mean, we're up, 25% in the last month. Yeah, I think it's been a minute, David, since we've looked at Netflix on like a weekly chart.
Yeah, GameStop pulled in $3. I mean, we didn't get a chance to get in there and short it, so. We were looking far from moving average right when it got there. All right, we'll see what happens. Netflix, let's take a peek, baby. Retirement account, never retire. Let's go right to the daily and the Flixer. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks great. I don't think it's stretched out on a daily at all. Not yet. Weekly, we just got above everything. 280. Monthly. Yeah, no, I don't think this is stretched at all, Aaron.
All right.
I mean,
yeah, because I've been
RSI is around 69. Kind of going sideways here for a bit lately. So, no, I don't think it's stretched.
I mean, one thing that I've been doing with, no secret how strong the markets have been over the past month or so, or really 2 months since mid-June, but I've been trying to, even within the strength in the market, and I think tech's been a little bit stronger, right? The Qs are up a little bit more than the S&P, but try to find the stocks that are really showing some strength, like Tesla has been performing really well. I think Netflix has been doing a little bit better than the overall market. Apple, obviously, I mean, Apple's just been a monster already.
Always, you know how I feel about Apple, Aaron.
I know we feel the same way about Apple, and it's already pretty much back to all-time highs. I mean, as soon as it get back, it's got $5 more to go from 173. Once we get back up to 182, we're back at all-time highs on Apple. So it's, those stocks to me, the ones that are showing the most strength, are the ones I'm most interested in right now.
100%. Yeah, and Apple, we talked about that when it got down to the 129 level. I mean, it hit some major support levels down there on our weekly and monthly charts. If we go look, right? That was, I think it was monthly that we had. Yeah, I mean, exactly, guys, to our 30 EMA on a monthly at 129. Yeah, what are we, 10% away from all-time highs in Apple?
Maybe. I mean, I think less than that. I mean, 10%, we're at 170, would be $17. I think all-time highs are 180.
182?
182, yeah. We're about $7 off that.
There you go.
$10. $10 off it.
So less than 10%.
Yeah, we'll say 6%, 7%.
Veru is at 23. Yes, is that wackadoodle? Yeah, so I'll explain to you guys why we're doing a little swing trade in Veru now. And again, we started very small. We'll add to it if it goes higher. This is our daily chart. We're up 4 days in a row from $13. We're $6 above, $7 above the closest moving average, and we got the 80 RSI. So we'll start a little shorty here. We'll add to it. It goes up from here. We don't. I never go in big to any of these things, so we'll see what happens with that.
What about, did you see the news yesterday, David, that I guess Michael Burry sold all of his stocks except for this one prison stock, this one private prison stock?
Yep. That's it. Geo. It's the only stock he owns now. Whatever. I mean, that was right once 15 years ago, and everyone thinks he's a genius.
I know. Exactly. It's like
you know how I feel about that.
We write articles about this guy like he's been on top of it, but it's really been that one thing from
exactly.
08, and that's it. But I mean, yeah, I mean he can do that, but that's boring to me to be invested in one boring value stock. A. B. There are a million ways to trade and manage your money. I just don't, selling all these stocks out there, to me, it's like, come on. I mean, what is it? I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Yeah, all right. So I think we're going to be fine in BBBY. We'll see what happens. This thing's making all-time highs again. Let's see. In a minute. Give it a couple minutes. Let's see what it does.
Yeah, I mean, this thing could spike down to 20 and go back to 30 in 5 minutes.
No question about it. No doubt. But let's put a little out at 24, guys, if we get up there. Take 50 cents on some. $23.99. And if we get to 23, we'll just have a little stop order, guys. I don't want to risk more than 50 cents on this thing. Let it do what it's got to do. There we go. Sold half, guys, for 50 cents in the BBBY. Let's see if it can bop above 24.
So you just took that flat, bought it at 24, sold it at 24?
No, we bought it at 23.50 before the whole.
Okay.
So we just sold half for a 50-cent profit. Let's sell a little more, guys. If we get up to 24.50 for $1. All right. Yep. Sold a little more up here, guys, for $1. Boom, chaka laka laka.
There you go, guys. 23.50 to 24.50.
Yeah, we still got a tiny bit left. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, 24.50 stop. Let's try to get 25 for a trade. Try to get $1.50 on it. Stop 24.50 now. So we're locking in $1 profit, and we'll try to get $1.50 out of it. Boom. Say goodnight to Best Buy. All right, everybody good in that? We got $1, $1.50. Nice job, guys. It'd probably still go higher, but that's okay. Let's look at GameStop. All right, let's put a marker in GameStop up at 26. So, guys, just so you guys know who we're watching, I had someone who just bought 2,000 shares of that at $23.50. They made $1.50 on average. They made $3,500 on that trade in about 6 minutes. Well, it was about 1 minute, but it was halted. So, all right, let's put a marker in GameStop at 46. If we get up there, we'll look for a fall for moving average trade. Cancel a lower bid in that. All good. All right, guys and girls, how's it going for everybody? What do we want to talk about besides meme stocks? I'll tell you, I'm very, very impressed with the overall market. I really am. It's acting very, very well net. Methinks. Wow, look at Best Buy up another $1. That's all right. Who cares? I think we're getting a little long in the tooth on this rally. We'll see what happens. I'll be looking to buy some puts if we have another couple of days up here in the market. This guy is fast trading. That's what we do, Jess. Yeah, we're day traders. That's what we do. We try to get in and out of stocks all day. Randy, you still have some BBBY? Nice. Raise your stop up to 25.50. Don't let it go below that. Take the money and run. That's a $2 profit. Yeah, so what we're doing is day trading based on our technical analysis. So when the BBBY pulled back to this 23.50 level, that was our trend line right here. Okay, so that's why we bought a little bit. And again, this is crazy, you know, with the stops and everything. But we bought a little 23.50, and then we sold it as it went up. I'm done with BBBY. It's not shortable anymore. Oh, yeah, it is shortable now. Guys, how come BBBY shortable all of a sudden? I haven't had that short since we started. No, I have it short now. Check it out. That's great. I have it short on Interactive Brokers right now. All right, cool. So we can look for a trade in that. Yeah, Deuce, I only had 25 shares. For those of you who don't know me, I'm here to trade for my traders. I trade 25, 50, 100 shares. You should make a Discord group. In the works, Haas. Yeah, I'm a very small trader. My P&L doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to anybody in my room. I've had this conversation. Do you want me to trade 500, 1,000, 2,000 shares? And we really try to gear everything towards a beginning trader. So I keep my stuff small. The money I make or lose in my trading account's not going to make any difference in my life. If I wanted to just trade, I wouldn't have a private trading room and I wouldn't be teaching people how to do it. So NVAX is a nice trend. Yes, it is. Can what level to BBBY go? We do have some levels on the chart. I think someone said we had a weekly or a monthly. I don't know if we do, though. Yeah, we have a monthly level at 31.50 in BBBY. This is our 200 moving average, right? So God forbid it goes there. I'll probably be a very aggressive seller up there. This thing spikes up to 31.69. This thing was $4 last month, right, Aaron? $4.
$4 a month ago. Crazy. Up 350%. JS in the chat's asking what broker do you use? I don't know. That's Thinkorswim, right?
Thinkorswim for charting, Interactive Brokers for trading.
Got it.
So we all use just Thinkorswim for charting, and I use IB for trading. I really don't care what anyone uses for your trading account, but we all use Thinkorswim, so we're looking at the right thing. You tried to short one BBBY. Let me try to short one share. Let me see. Yeah, I can short BBBY. April high is 30.06. Okay. Ryan Cohen bought calls up to 80 in BBBY. Nice. Don't have to go to 80 to make money. I'm sure he's making money on it as it is now, right? Still not sure why no one on Benzinga uses Bollinger Bands. I'll tell you why, Ghost. Relative strength is the same thing as Bollinger Bands. So, you know, take your pick. You can see where we had the big pullback when the relative strength got to about 90 in this, right? That's when we had the big pullback. Bollinger Bands are going to show the same thing. It's overbought, oversold. That's what it's going to show. Overbought and oversold. All right, so BBBY just went down $1 by one share. Woohoo!
Sorry, I just took a sip of water and I think it went down the wrong tube or something. Jeez, it's like I've never drinking water before.
When do we add on to Veru? Veru, we're going to add on. Again, guys, we really don't have a position yet. We just did 5 shares. Relax. I'll tell you when we're going to get aggressive in this. So 26, we'll slap another tiny little bit up there. I mean, 24. This could have another day or so in it, so I just wanted to have a little feeler out there. Especially with all these other crazy stocks going banana skins, right? He's ITM without a doubt ATM. What's ITM and ATM? Why won't you use trading view charts instead? We just like Thinkorswim.
ITM in the money, at the money.
I got it. Oh, yeah, no doubt, man. If you bought 80 calls in this, it depends on where you bought them. He's 100% in the money. Yes. I will tell you one thing, guys and girls. Okay? This will not end well. I don't know when, how, or why, but it's not going to end well. These stocks have no earnings. There's no justification. This is just total meme buying. But that doesn't mean it can't go on for a long time. So it's not like I'm ever going to get stubborn and just short these things. Again, everything we do is about technicals. Yeah, SPYs are pushing the highs again. Alex, you like anything here on the short side? I want to show you guys a couple of trades that set up for us today, and I'll share with you guys, if you want, all the technical analysis that we use. Anybody interested in that? Give me a little number one. If you guys want to know all the technical analysis that we use. Not you guys in my room. You already know. Okay, write this down for Haas. He's the only one that wants them now. Here's the moving averages that we use. A 9 EMA, a 15 EMA, 30 EMA, 65, and 200. Those are all the EMAs that we use. 9, 15, 30, 65, 200. Then we have our relative strength, and we have pivot points. So 9, 15, 30, 65, 200, relative strength, and pivot points. So I want to show you a few beautiful trades that set up for us today. Snow was one of the first ones this morning. Check this out, guys and girls. Okay. So we were watching Snow the whole morning, and it went down from $165, hit our pivot point at 159.30, where we got into the trade right here, and took like $1.50 out of the trade based on that pivot points. No, I agree with you, Kay. Memes are just a casino. 100% has nothing to do with earnings or anything else, but eventually it will. Yeah, they're just trading vehicles to me. That's all. They're trading vehicles. You buy, you sell, you get in, you get out. If you do it, I never buy the stocks, but I'll buy upside calls and stuff. That's the one thing you should be doing. I'm not going to go home long or short the stock. AMC's down on the day. Well, they ran out of money in AMC. Jimmy crack corn and they don't care. GameStop's kind of just hanging right here. NVIDIA. I'm not shorting NVIDIA here, guys. It's sitting right on these pivot points. It is not a short, unless you guys want to go higher than that. Everything looks like a better buy than sell, right? The market's very strong. I mean, if it breaks out here, it looks good. Yes. SPY short, 430.76. I like that, guys. Yeah, I think the SPYs are due for a little pullback. So let's put our little shorty. So, guys, here's a trade that we're looking at. We have our pivot point up here in the SPYs at 430.75. Getting a little stretched from our moving averages here. So we'll put a shorty up there at 430.75. I'll do a full trade in the spiders. I'll do a full 100 shares in the spiders because I think we're getting stretched up there. Guys, everybody sell the BGYF that we bought for 12 cents at 50 cents. Nice job, Bugalog. Good for you. $4.63 was about the dead low of all time. You want to buy some NVIDIA on the 15? Yeah, I don't mind that if we pull back to 188. That's good. I don't know anymore, Alute. I don't know anymore. I don't know if they have the big short interest like they had before. Someone in my room, can you check short interest in BBBY and GameStop? Let's go to Yahoo Finance and see what they got there. All right, let me show you a Tesla trade. And guys, we don't shy away from trading anything. Show you a Tesla trade that's set up for us early this morning. I think it was right about here. It hit our trend trade around 922. Been off the races since then. 42%? Really, Jeff? In what? Which one? Wow. Okay, you guys are right. There you go. Still looks great. So I'd look to buy the BBBY now if we pull back to one of our trends, right? So you got 25.46, and then our 15 EMA is 24.18. So 25.46 probably works small. Let's put a little order out. BBBY. BBBY is 102%. Nice. So let's put out half a lot, 50 shares at 25.50. That is the 9 EMA. What we're looking for when a stock does this is to get into this trend, right? You can see the stock has been trending up beautifully all day. So odds are, if we pull back to our 9 EMA, that's our support, and our 15 EMA is even bigger support. So first spot, I want to buy a little. If we pull back here, we put an order out. Great stream, by the way, guys. Thank you, Elu. Yeah, we're here every Tuesday live. I also have a private live trading room, guys and girls, where I trade the markets live with all my traders every single day, all day, posting every trade that we do. We'll give you guys an opportunity at the end of the day to come visit us there. I'll give everybody who's here a 5-day free trial to come hang out. I think I'm coming back, Aaron, tomorrow at 11.
I was just gonna say, don't forget, tomorrow we're gonna get some more. We're too lucky this week. We're getting so much David Green. We've got him on today for half an hour. Tomorrow he's hopping back on the boot camp. Let me get the actual exact time. I believe around like 11, maybe around the same time actually.
Yeah, 11:50, I think.
Yeah,
around the same time. Good
so yeah,
point
tomorrow
Jeff brings up. Right, we got retail sales coming up tomorrow. That could definitely, again, it's a meme stock, so I don't think it matters, but I don't know. It could add more fuel to the fire on the upside if the retail sales come out good. So
okay, I want to go back to before, because I know we only got you for a few more minutes, but going back to just like the spot. Oh wow, I didn't even see. So we're about to turn green on the day on the Qs. Were we taking out pre-market levels now officially?
let's look.
Because that might be my sign that, okay, we can really run this afternoon. If we've taken out all the pre-market levels and we don't have any resistance up here and the market's been hot, what's going to tell me it's slowing down now?
Yeah, 332.59 we got above. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, we got plenty of room on the upside from here.
All right.
Absolutely. I mean, Q's next spot we really have is like 334.50.
Welcome, Julio from Brazil. First time joining.
Wealth of knowledge. Yes, it is, guys. Julio and everybody else who's just joining. You must. I couldn't trade without Benzinga Pro, guys. It is as important as any other moving average or chart that I use. 150%. So I know, Aaron, we get free trials and all that stuff, right?
Yep, I'll drop the link in the chat. pro.benzinga.com. It's a truly free 2-week trial, no credit card needed.
Guys, sell half of our Best Buy up here. Boom. There we go, guys. So we just got some Best Buy at 25.50, like I told you guys, on the trend line. Look at that. Exactly hit our 9 EMA, Bed Bath & Beyond, I'm sorry. Taking the rest of the profits up here, guys. All right. Where is this thing trading? Yeah, we just about got $1 on the second half, and we are out for $1 on the second part of our BBBY. Boom, chakalaka, guys. So I'll show you guys again the trade we just did, and that's it. I mean, this took less than a minute, guys. Hit our trend line exactly at 25.50. Boom, just went up $1 and $1.50. So this is what we look for all day long. Yeah, this has been one of our best days of the year in the room today. I mean, that's just perfect technical analysis. Selling now. Nice job, guys. So again, someone in my room just bought 2,000 shares there and made another $3,000. Wow. Love it. And now it's up $2 off the 9. Tesla, what's the best level to buy calls? What a monster BBBY.
Right before it's about to go up a lot.
Which one, Tesla?
Yeah, I said the best level to buy calls at it is right before it goes up.
That is true. Let me look at BGFV, Byron.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen Fubo at all, too. That's one that's been getting picked up.
Let's take a look in a minute. Yeah, we like this BGFV. Last week, we bought a 15 call for, I think, 15 cents, and we sold it today for 50 cents. So, yeah, we already had a nice trade in that one. Fubo BBY going to go to 100. All right, it's my personal opinion, Bill, is when people start talking like that, it's probably gone about as far as it's going to go. Again, I want everyone to make a shitload of money, but we're just traders. That's what we do. We trade. We try to put a couple of the banks on, a couple of bucks in the bank on average, and that's it. That's what we do. All right, I'm canceling the spiders. We ain't getting that. No orders for the moment, guys and girls. Let's just relax for a couple minutes. I know we only got a couple more minutes here. How do I join your group? Haas. Aaron's going to post my email. Before you even think about joining my group, we're going to give you a week free in my room where you can just come out and watch us for 5 straight days. All right? So Aaron will post my email. You guys can just send me an email. I'll let you in the room starting today. Jeff, nat gas at record again. Good time to buy cold. We had a beautiful trade in cold, Jeff, when the stock was trading up at like $13, and we sold a 10 call. Let me look at Boyle because I don't know if I'm not ready to get back in cold yet. If we look at Boyle, right, this is the nat gas ETF.
That's, to me, like, I don't, I guess, agree with that logic. Like, just because natty gas at record highs doesn't mean to go short it, right? That means that it's really strong right now. I mean, I'd want to go short it at least once it starts showing that it's turning over.
Yeah, or if technically it gets stretched out on one of our charts, and it's just not yet. You know, Boyle's had a big move up, but this is really one day. If I can get 2 more days up in Boyle and get our relative strength up to 80, then I will look to short it. Yeah. Guys, everything we do is based on technical analysis, right? So we have 5 different trades that we look to set up every single day. And then we have swing trades. We have reversal swing trades. P.S., guys, the inverse of Boyle is cold. That is the inverse. When Boyle goes up, cold goes down. Yeah, no question, Jeff. No question. And this thing has gotten a smackdown. This thing is just a short, though, Jeff. If you're looking to ever do this, I would do it for a trade, but I would not do it for long term. My private room is greenroom-live.com. I don't know if you want to throw that up, Aaron.
I will, yeah. I got the email in there, too. dgreen927@yahoo.com, greenroom-live.com. Beautiful, beautiful.
Last one, put up WallStreetGlobalTradingAcademy.com, WSGTA. Oh, and this, Aaron, I want to tell everybody this, okay? First of all, guys, send me an email. I'll get everyone in my room, okay? Huh? That's number 1. Number 2, you got my room. Number 3, WSGTA, guys. We're doing a free webinar tomorrow night. It's going to be like 3 hours, okay? All you have to do is go to WSGTA to register for that, guys. We are going to talk about money management. We are going to talk about a lot more about my technical analysis. We are going to have Trade Zero with us, who's going to talk to you about brokerage accounts. It does not cost anything. 7 p.m. tomorrow night, okay? That's WSGTA.com. It is free. Everybody send me an email, and I'll see you in an hour. Alex, I'm sorry I'm promoting so much today. I never mean to do that. You know me, but
oh man, you're all good. We know how it goes, David. Don't you worry. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back on the boot camp tomorrow. But yeah, like you, 7 p.m. Eastern, WSGTA.com. Sounds like y'all got some good. We got to figure out how to get Benzinga involved in the next one.
Anytime you want, man. You know me.
Beautiful. All right, DG. Well, I'll let you go for today. As always, a pleasure having you on. Guys, smash the like for David. Again, I'll throw that email up on the screen. Shoot an email, dgreen927@yahoo.com. David, until tomorrow, man.
Thank you again, Aaron.
Of course. All right, guys, David Green. Go ahead, smash the like for David. Shoot an email, dgreen927@yahoo.com. All right, guys, quick rundown for the rest of the show. So we touched on basically all of the meme stocks, whatever you want to call them, meme stocks, retail faves, you know, your GameStops, your AMCs, your Bed Bath & Beyonds. Touched on a lot of those with David. Now let's talk some other movers and news stories. So this morning, biggest headline going into the day, Walmart. Walmart reported earnings and actually beat. So if we take a look at Walmart's stock chart, if we go out on the daily and just see kind of what this thing's been doing over the past few months, actually been, you know, moving lower. So we got these warnings. Of course, Walmart announced it was going to lay some people off. Inventory troubles. This was going back to May, last earnings report. And then, but this morning, let's go to our Benzinga Pro news feed. right? And we'll get the headlines straight as they were coming out this morning. So Walmart EPS down year over year, but sales beat the estimate, right? The estimate was for about 150 billion. We got about 153. Walmart maintained the guidance for the back half of the fiscal year 2023. Walmart rallies after strong demand leads to earnings beat. So this is what we were talking about, this is what we were talking about a week ago about the cyclical nature of earnings and of just the stock market and finance in general, right? Even though Walmart's quarter is still down, right? The EPS is down year over year, meaning this quarter, Q3, Q2 from this year was worse than Q2 last year. Yes, that's not good. That's not what you want to see if you're running a company, right? That your quarter from this year was worse than the same quarter the previous year. But we got to remember, it's all relative. So before we got to this earnings report, the stock is trading down because people are worried about a potential inflation. People see that Walmart's laying off corporate employees. People see that Target and Walmart are both warning about inventory problems. So now the expectations have been lowered. So now that Walmart just posts basically the same quarter they posted last year, hasn't grown, the market's not going to punish them for that because it's relative. So you got to realize we were basically pricing in this quarter to be even worse. Wasn't great, but it was fine. And that's what the market's saying. Okay, it's fine, right? Walmart's trading at $140 right now. Still well off its highs. 160, we were at all-time highs on Walmart at 160. So if you love Walmart and you wanted to get in on this, hey, you still can. Walton family also just completed its purchase of the Denver Broncos as we head in the NFL season. So if anyone out there is any Broncos fans or lives out in Colorado and Denver, hey, you might find, maybe all the concession stands, all the restaurants inside where the Broncos play will be replaced by little mini Walmarts. That'd be cool. You go buy some lug nuts and beer at the concourse. Let's check out other news of the day so far. Of course, we do have some more economic data getting ready to come out this week. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., the FOMC press for Caleb. Why are you never going to Walmart now? Broncos fan? Or are you a Chiefs fan? Big Chiefs guy, huh? I'm gonna guess Caleb's a Chiefs guy. That's why he doesn't want to go to Walmart anymore. All right. Oh, the other news we were going to talk about, which I know is something that people care about, is Warren Buffett and Warren Buffett's trade. So I believe his 13F came out this morning. So once a quarter, we get the 13F day, which is where the filings come out from the SEC, and you can see where the biggest guys and the biggest funds are making their moves. That's how we found out yesterday that Michael Cohen, what's his name? Michael Burry sold all of his stocks other than Geo. But we got Warren's too, and I don't think there was any huge headlines from Warren Buffett's. Right here, let's go to newsfeed and just search. Search for good old Warren. This is what's cool about the advanced newsfeed is you can filter things out. Warren Buffett takes another bite of Apple, boosts energy holdings, cashes out of Verizon. What 13F filing reveals. So Warren Buffett owned Berkshire Hathaway Inc.'s Berk A, Berk B, of course, portfolio saw some noteworthy and a few other nominal changes in the second quarter, according to the company's 13F filing. Apple stake increase. So Warren basically said, hey, look, we've already got 894 million shares of Apple. No, not $894 million worth of Apple, right? That's almost $1 billion. 894 million shares. I don't know. Apple's trading at what? $175 a share? You do the math. 175 times 894.8 million. That should be pretty easy. I don't know. It comes out to a lot of money. But anyway, you can see that Berkshire Hathaway added about 4 million shares of Apple in that quarter. And that's kind of a lesson that honestly, I think for us as retail investors, as individual investors, can take away from, right? We always hear that add to your winners and don't be afraid to cut your losses. So if you have a stock, even if you've been holding it for 5 years and it's always performing well for you, maybe you want to buy a few more shares. Who cares? This isn't financial advice, by the way. Amazon.com Inc. Amazon, so holding increased from 500. Okay, so that's kind of bullshit. It's saying the Amazon holding increased from 500,000 shares to 10 million, but that's because of the 20-for-1 stock split. All right, I don't even know if they actually added any Amazon or if it was just split. Caleb Gonzalez saying, I hate Walmart to begin with. Every time I go, they have 2 lines open and 50 people there and those 2 lines in the self-checkout. Yeah, it's actually, and again, this is not financial or life advice, but it's a lot quicker in the checkout process is if you just bypass the whole checkout process and just walk out with the cart. It can be scary the first couple times you do it, but keep in mind, typically these Walmart employees aren't getting paid enough to care. So if you're ever in a bind and line's taking a while, little pro tip there, you can always go back and pay for your stuff after the fact if you feel so inclined. Yeah. All right, continue ticking through this. Berkshire is holding a Michigan-based bank company, Ally Financial. I can see the Ally Bank behind me somewhere. It's somewhere around here. I don't really know enough about the financials. And I was just talking about Bank of America the other day, like the stock. And it's like, I use Bank of America. I'm happy with it. It's a big bank. A lot of other people use it, which means that the bank should have a lot of money, which means it should make a lot of money. And like, that's where my thought process kind of goes with the financial stocks. Like I have a much easier time looking at Amazon, Apple, and Google stock and determining if I think it's a good buy or not. I have no clue about the financials. If Warren Buffett, if WB and Charlie Mungie are going to buy Ally Financial, ticker ALLY, I'm sure it's all right. I'm sure it's fine. But again, not financial advice. I'm not good at knowing. I mean, look, that's just where, look, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Ally Financial, you think they know what they're doing with money, right? You'd think they'd be able to make some money. Yeah, Caleb, that's probably true. That's a good point. I'm showing my my privilege there. Truly. Chevron Corporation, we've seen more in right below it, Chevron and Oxy. They've been loving that energy trade. I've been saying this. I'll keep saying this. Look, supply is going to remain limited from this, Russia-Ukraine situation. If we think, if you think we're not heading toward a recession and demand is going to remain steady, then prices should remain pretty high too. So you should be, should be good if you're buying some of these up here. Problem is if you buy these oil companies up here where the price is already elevated and the share price is already elevated, and then we get some more kind of data or anything indicating that we could be heading toward a recession. Recession is what really kills demand for oil. Otherwise, demand for oil stays pretty steady, right? People got to drive to work. People got to travel for work. People got to, do what they got to do. So, again, the oil trade here is dependent on, where do you think the overall economy is going? I guess you could say that about any trade, but I think more so for the oil energy trade right now. I have been looking at a lot of natty gas names. I think it's becoming more and more clear that natural gas is acting as kind of that stepping stone between, the energy of yesterday and the energy of tomorrow. All right, Lord Byron, come on. Let's keep the chat PG. This isn't a funny show. This is serious. We're talking about money. We're talking about finance. No time for dirty jokes. Okay? No time for dirty jokes. All right, let's go back to Fubo's chart. If you guys remember, this was actually forming a nice little juicy double bottom a few months ago, and we were watching on this on Get Technical. But Fubo's just absolutely breaking out right here. Up 40% on the day. Crazy. If you guys are unfamiliar with Fubo, and this is what I was talking about, that round and bottom. Just when you get a stock that gets beaten down, starts consolidating, starts trading sideways, and then boom, gets that spike up. Usually it's not this type of spike up. Usually it's not a 40% day. But still, I mean, this thing is crazy. Is anyone in this trading Fubo right now in the chat? Walmart thinks it's Costco checking receipts to leave. When do they? I don't know. I've never seen the Walmart do that. The Sam's Club I would go to in college. They would check the receipts, but there's some workarounds there as well. Again, not investment advice. I mean, yeah, pretty much everything is running right now. Whether you're taking a look at GameStop, AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, nothing's really slowing this stuff down. Yesterday, other news of the day, not really as much stock or financial related. Not as much stock related, but definitely finance business related. If you guys saw Adam Neumann, the co-founder, former CEO of WeWork, got a new investment yesterday from A17, whatever, Andreessen Horowitz, for a new real estate company called Flow. It's very unclear exactly what the company is going to do or what it does, but it did produce a lot of pretty funny memes on Twitter and Reddit, most of which kind of took the tone of, all right, Fed needs to keep hiking. We're not in a recession. If Adam Neumann can still get, $1 billion loan for a business that hasn't launched yet. So, I mean, look, Walton's saying he should be in jail about Adam Neumann, I believe. I honestly, so I think all the WeWork stuff kind of went down like 2018, 2019. I know the IPO fallout happened, but I didn't really follow the WeWork story as closely. I wasn't like working at the time. I wasn't, covering the markets like I am now, so I wasn't as in tune with what was going on. But I was on Adam Neumann's Wikipedia yesterday. There are some doozies in here. First things first, dude is 6'7", and he's from Israel. I've been to Israel. There's not a lot of 6'7" dudes there. So he stick out like a sore thumb in Israel, I'd imagine, as a 6'7", 6'5". I don't want to give you guys fake news. Either way, 6'5" in Israel probably feels like 7'5". All right. So there were some doozies in the Wikipedia. One of here. I'll find this one. I tweeted it yesterday because I thought it was pretty funny. Oh yeah. Okay. So career, there's some things that maybe weren't great. Apparently took a private jet to Israel. The flight crew found a cereal box stuffed with marijuana. I mean, I don't really care. If you can afford to fly private, you should be allowed to have a cereal box stuffed with marijuana. That should be right. Like that doesn't fly on a Spirit flight, on a Frontier flight. But on a private flight, one box of marijuana, like one Cinnamon Toast Crunch of bud, not going to kill anyone. But anyway, so I guess that was one thing. This one's not a little bit. This one's more serious, at least to me. So apparently in a interview, so there was different issues of sexual harassment and assault at WeWork. In someone's interview, Neumann, and remember, this is a freaking 6'5" dude, plied her with tequila shots during her interview with the company. Shortly after this claim was made, WeWork put an end to its unlimited beer for employees. Now, if you're thinking, oh my God, how dare they take their beer away from employees? Just wait, and implemented a policy of only 4 beers per day in the New York office. No, not, 4 beers per Friday. No, 4 beers per day. And trust me, I get it. Trust me, I understand. Especially it depends on what kind of beer you're talking about. If you're talking about like a Bud Light and you drink, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, probably not going to do much to you, whatever. You can probably get all your work done. But still, I mean, over the course of the week, you're pounding 20 beers at work, 4 beers a day, 5 days a week. That's a lot of beer to be consuming at work, I think. And I mean, trust me, I get it. I know you got to think back to the, mid 2010s startup culture in Silicon Valley. All these places have to court their workers. So I remember like all those articles from Fortune and Wired and stuff, like check out, this new Silicon Valley, check out Apple's new office. And they have, massage chairs for everyone and free cafeterias. And that was kind of the gist of Silicon Valley, was how can we make our, you're going to be working 15 hours a day doing really tough coding work. Job's not going to be fun. We'll pay you well though. Oh, and we'll give you some cool perks at work. Your chair will be really nice. You get as much beer as you want. That's kind of how they get you. That's kind of how out there in Silicon Valley, you're shopping around, you're interviewing at different places. They're all trying to sell you on these different perks at their offices. So the unlimited beer was probably just one of those, saying, okay, what can we offer someone that Airbnb can't? Oh, what about unlimited beer? So only 4 beers per day in the New York office. And then about a year later, September 22nd, 2019, there were reports from outlets such as the Wall Street Journal that various WeWork directors were planning on asking Newman to step down as CEO after a tumultuous week in which his eccentric behavior and drug use came to light before a planned IPO. I mean, come on, guys. Eccentric behavior and drug use, if that's your reason for ousting a CEO, there'd be no CEOs. Undermine his position at the company. Newman also repaid a $5.9 million that had paid him in exchange for his trademark of the word "we." All right, wait. Hold on. Let's go back and I just want to read this sentence one more time together. Newman also repaid $5.9 million that the company had paid him in exchange for his trademark of the word "we." Not WeWork. No, Shelly, I am not talking about Jason. I'm just talking about Fortune 500 CEOs in general. Drug use and eccentric behavior. The first one that comes to mind, Elon Musk. He does drugs on podcasts. I don't really know what this means, honestly. Let's go. Honestly, what? WeWork paid its own CEO. So this dude literally got $6 million from the company to use the word "we." And if it weren't for the meddling and nosy journalists and critics who wrote about this and talked about it, no one would have cared and it just would have happened. But because people criticized the deal, he repaid the loan. Yes, exactly. He took a whole marijuana. Way too much of a marijuana to take for one person, especially someone with that much influence. I install cabinets in the Bay Area. I've never seen alcohol but drinks and snacks. Interesting. I don't trust anyone with a tiny headset like that. Oh, I thought you were talking about mine. You were talking about Adam Newman. You know what? Make everyone pay for all their health. Hey, man. SoftBank was dying to get rid of Newman while his employee. So I don't understand. So I guess SoftBank a big investor in WeWork? SoftBank has made some terrible investments over the past few years, but oh, you're saying cabinets in the offices. I thought you were talking about in like the homes of people who lived in Silicon Valley. Yeah, I don't think alcohol is probably not the most common thing to have at the office buildings. I do know, and there's a lot on TikTok. And this has kind of become like a genre of TikTok, but people post their like a day in the life of working in working at Google or working in tech, and they're basically just trying to flex and show off their office buildings, but a lot of that ends up being the food amenities. But yeah, that sounds really cool. The water spout, but it ends up being nitro cold brew coffee. I think that's what we've all wanted as a kid, is to have like a water fountain in your house that shoots out like Kool-Aid or soda. I know for me that was, I think like dream number one. And honestly, like now that I'm 25 and like I'm probably still like 10 years away from owning a house, but that's probably not that unfeasible to like get a soda. I mean, think about it. Like, I wonder how much one of those like soda guns that are at the bars at the restaurant would cost. But probably wouldn't be impossible. Probably not an impossible goal to meet. Mullen, Rockefeller. All right, let's do that. Let's pull up my Benzinga Pro. Let's take some tickers from the chat. I also do know we might have another surprise guest join us. I think Mr. Nick Brown, our resident high school extraordinaire, wanted to hop back on. So if we've got a few extra minutes toward the end of the show, we'll get Mr. Nick Brown back on. But let's pull up Mullen right here. Mullen Automotive. I don't know what FRZA is. That Forza, like Forza the video game? Is that a company? I don't know. We'll figure it out together. Just make Nick co-host. I know that's basically like what it's become, but he's about to go back to school, and that's why when he's asking to come back on, I want him to come back on because he's not going to be able to in a couple weeks. So I know he's been on a lot, so I don't want to take up too much of his time. You see my predicament. You see where I'm coming from. Okay, but what about the video game Forza? Is that the same boat company? Different boat company? Can someone help me out? So the boat company has no relation to the video game. Is that what we're saying? Is that the final decision? All right. Anyway, Mullen, I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't trade these penny stocks. You know what they say. The market cap's below 500 mil. I'm not a Bill. But I mean, if you love like Mullen, like if you absolutely love the company, say something nice about Mullen. I'll say it hasn't gone down since May. Looks like it's found its bottom. So if I had to say something nice about the stock, like, hey, you could easily buy some right here, hope for a double bottom, put a stop loss at like 74 cents. Say, hey, I'm going to add a bunch of shares at 87 cents. In 10 years, I'll either be really rich or really poor. I just like, I don't know. I mean, Rockefeller, it sounds like both of your plays, Mullen and Forza, are in the same similar industry in terms of electric vehicles. So maybe you have maybe you have more of an edge in this industry than I do. Bree, do I have Forza? No, I don't. I only have PS4. I do. I used to play Forza. I don't know. I used to play Forza a little bit in college. I guess on my friend's Xbox. Wasn't very good at it. CELH, Celsius. This is one we were talking about with Luke the other day. Luke and I did the fundamentals on this stock, and you basically broke down to, do you believe Celsius can continue to grow at that pace? Can they grow essentially 3 times, its business in the next? Alrighty. You know what? You guys keep throwing tickers in the chat. Adam wants to look at IQ, NQ, or IONQ. I can't read. I mean, on a weekly chart, this thing's breaking out big time, up 30% this week, pretty much all today, but it's not really overextended at all. I don't know what this company does. We can figure it out. IonQ is a leader in quantum computing with a track record of innovation and deployment. I mean, sounds like they're doing some pretty smart things that are over my head. I don't know why it's up today, if it's just getting short squeezed. Oh, no, it's earnings results. Again, I literally am looking at this company for the very first time, so I do not want to try to make any actual claim about the company from a chart perspective. It actually does look good to me. You get this rounding bottom pattern. We've kind of filled, not a gap, but we've filled this level now. And while there is resistance here, you can see that it's, it looks like to me more what we'd run into resistance. Well, I guess here at maybe 940, but then again up here at 11. But I don't know. I mean, I think you could play this thing to the upside for sure. I think this thing's got legs to go. From a chart perspective, again, I don't know the company that well. I don't know what they do. They do some computing thing. FZRA, FRZA, I mean, this was an IPO today? Or it's been live the past 2 days? Oh, it's been live for about a week or so. Things running today, up 38%. I mean, look, guys, bottom line, all these stocks that are up today, if you want to buy, just know your risk. If you're buying a stock that's up 57% today, just know your risk. You got to know your risk going into this stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna hit up Nick and see if he wants to come on for a few minutes because he wanted to take a couple looks. I mean, Shelly, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to? I mean, what do you want me to see in this chart? Like, there's not a whole lot. It's going up. Bottom line, it's going up. I'd actually, if I was gonna play this, maybe I'd wait a day or two to see if we give up any of these gains from when we're up 20 or 13% or whatever. But I'm legitimately adding this to my watch list just because I do like the way this chart looks. And I would bet money that a year from now, this stock is trading above $8. We're at 804 right now. So Shelly, you can make fun of my analysis all you want. It's better than what you're gonna get over at I don't know, Matt Corbs' channel. Do the accumulation distribution spiel to sound smart. Yeah, I mean, you can see the accumulation, distribution, and that all really indicates, what we already know about the stock. Vinco Ventures, BBIG, our good friends, up 41% today. I'm not really going to talk anything about this stock because last time I did, I got harassed on Twitter. So, hey, if you're a bull, you're a bull. If you're a bear, you're a bear. What am I going to say? Please don't come after me on Twitter. Love you guys. eBay. eBay's interesting. So what eBay's doing at kind of their last ditch effort to be relevant is they're trying to take on StockX. They're trying to say, hey, you want to resell shoes? StockX has been having all these problems. eBay actually invested in their own internal, what's it called? Authentication process. Its own internal. They bought another company that basically this whole company, all they do is authenticate shoes, determine if this pair of Jordans, if this pair of, Air Force Ones are legit, if they're vintage, whatever. Basically, all this company, that's all they did. And eBay bought them for millions of dollars, I think. So if you ever have an idea for a company and it sounds silly, just remember that eBay spent like millions of dollars on a company that all they do is say if a shoe is fake or real or not. What's not working? The taking on StockX? Sellers don't like it. Yeah, I don't think it's working either. They've been trying this for like an hour, or for not an hour. I think more than an hour. A day? No, they've been trying this for like a year. I think they bought that company, that shoe company. I forget the exact name of it, like a year ago, or maybe a little less than a year ago. Either way, that was eBay's like last ditch effort to try to remain relevant, which to me is a pretty bad sign. Pretty big red flag, right? Because think about it. Why would eBay go out and acquire this company that authenticates shoes for millions of dollars unless they, are like in some trouble and thought, okay, we're in trouble. This is one part of our business we can try to salvage, or this is one part of our business that we can try to grow. It's not really the true part of their business, right? They're not growing the true part of the buying and selling just of everyday goods, whether it's clothing items, different electronics, whatever it is. Jay Rice saying, Amazon raising prices for sellers this Christmas may help shop, eBay, etc. Yeah, maybe, but I mean, I think if you're a seller, unfortunately, you don't really have the freedom to avoid Amazon. If you're an online marketplace, if you're selling your goods anywhere online, you can't really say, oh, we don't need to be on Amazon. You kind of have to be on Amazon. It's like if you're a content creator, you can't really say, oh, I don't want to be on YouTube and TikTok. You can say, I don't like those platforms. I'm just going to be on Rumble. But yeah, not probably going to work out for you in the long run. Probably not. All right, I'm going to text my good buddy Nick. Just let him hop on for a couple secs. And we'll hang out. We'll keep taking some charts from the chat. Don't really have a whole lot for you guys today. Fubo. Again, Fubo doing well. If you guys care about that. Oh, and then again, tomorrow, quick programming note. There will be no Benzinga Live tomorrow. We will be having our boot camp. We've got a packed boot camp tomorrow, actually. We've got... Whoa. Why are we doing that? We've got, on the boot camp tomorrow, got David Green. Like we mentioned, he was just on with us. He'll be joining us again tomorrow. We've got Ripster. Ripster 47 joining us after the close. So if you know Ripster, of course, from why is their name blanking? Why is their name Atlas? I don't even know if Ripster's like with Atlas or he was with the Atlas boys back in the day, but he was one of the good Atlas boys. He actually knows what he's talking about. Ripster knows what he's talking about. His EMA clouds. He will be talking about that. We'll have Dave Mazza on. We'll have Christian Fromhertz on. David Green, like I mentioned. Ripster. We will have, you name it. You name it. Has anyone ever used Fubo? I have, I think, to watch some sporting events. Like, I honestly think, I know one of my buddies had it for a minute, and we used it to watch some things, but I know I think he signed up for, like, the free trial, and we used it for, like, that month, and then once it was over, we canceled it. I don't know. I don't know, like, the selling point. I would get it if you're saying if it were a lot cheaper than saying like paying for YouTube TV. If it was like, all right, you don't get real live TV, you're gonna just get the sports games, but it's gonna be $10 a month. Like, I'd probably pay for that. But I think with Fubo's price point, I think it actually ends up being like almost similar to just what you would pay for on YouTube TV. All right, Nick's gonna hop on in 5 minutes or so. Any tips for tomorrow, Winnie Castello is asking. I don't really know exactly what that's referring to. I mean, I know tomorrow in the afternoon we'll get the FOMC minutes. I don't know. Like, I don't really expect. So the minutes are gonna be from last month's meeting. We're gonna get the minutes from July's meeting and then a press conference. I want to say typically like the markets do well right then. That's kind of how I've always played them, is that like if Powell's speaking, that the markets usually rip during them. I don't think it's Powell speaking tomorrow. I think it's the governor speaking tomorrow. So if that's what you're asking about, like any tips on trading that, I don't, as far as like direction goes. I would say one kind of fun way that gives you a good risk reward to play it is if you want to play some out of the money calls or puts that expire tomorrow, like right before 2 p.m. Right? You can look at the contracts at 1:30 p.m. and then you only be 2.5 hours away from expiration. So you can buy some like I might buy $60 worth of 3 different contracts tomorrow that if the market runs could be worth $500. And then if the market doesn't run, I lose $60 and that's that. But to me, like that risk reward is worth playing because we've seen it before. We can see it again that the market goes up 1.5% after the thing. As far as anything else tomorrow, I mean, I think Target reports earnings before the open, but of course we had Walmart's this morning. So I don't know how much, if Target's is really expected to be any different than Walmart's. I mean, I guess if Walmart reported a good quarter and Target's is real bad, that could be bad. But if I imagine that Target's was decent in line with Walmart's, I'd imagine the stock, is pretty steady actually, because we did see Target get a nice little pop after Walmart today. So Winnie, let me know if that helps. About tomorrow, or if you were talking about something else, and if you were anyone follow IQ. Is that a stock you're talking about, or are you talking about that IONQ one? Oh, IQ is a stock. Alrighty. I do see Mr. Nick hanging out in the background. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give Nick our special intro. Bring him up. Mr. Brown, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Chilling.
I mean, it is a quiet Tuesday. Not too much happening, but, it's a Tuesday. Got some strong reports this morning from Walmart and Home Depot.
Yeah, let me go ahead and pull up Walmart's chart. I know Walmart's stock reacted a little bit better off the news than Home Depot's did. I thought that was kind of interesting, and we'll talk about Home Depot in a second here after Walmart. But I thought that was interesting with Home Depot. The quarter looked pretty good, and the stock, at least pre-market, I haven't looked at it once today, but at least pre-market hasn't done much.
Yeah, so it was a very different scenario between the two companies. Walmart, after they reported, we saw a spike in the stock. Dow futures came crawling back a little bit. Dow futures before the Walmart report were down around 88 to like 100 points. And then after Walmart reported, Dow futures spiked up. We got as low as like 10 down. But then as we worked through the session, as we worked through now, we could see a massive I mean, there's some performance differences right now. NASDAQ is lower last time I checked. Dow is higher because we got some more stocks going positive. I know Walmart was one of them. It was a bit stronger. Home Depot is up as of last check, but again, it was a very different. I don't know if it was because of the conference call or what really was it that changed the tune of it. But I know we saw they both were strong. They both were good quarters. But I really think it was two, maybe because you can talk about it differently, but I like Walmart better than Home Depot. I thought maybe I do actually have a reason. Maybe Home Depot was actually negative because that's more like the housing stuff, because you build a lot in your house, and so maybe a lot of people were thinking housing recession, as we talked about yesterday on the show. Maybe that was a little bit until they dug deeper and heard into the conference call.
Yeah, and I do think so. I've been hearing this thesis a lot with Home Depot and Lowe's, and even going back to 6 months or so when we first started to get data that the housing market could be cooling, at least in terms of new builds, was that maybe that's not actually bad news for Home Depot and Lowe's, because what that means is if housing prices are going up, what that can mean is that maybe people who are borderline going to move, maybe they're not going to move now. Maybe they're going to stay in the house they're in and use some of that money they were going to spend moving on fixing up their house. And Home Depot and Lowe's really benefits from that remodeling more so. They also benefit from, new houses being built. Although if there are any builders out there, they'll tell you the majority of the materials aren't from those places. But, as they're putting the finishing touches on the houses, they'll use them for different goods. But for remodeling homes and doing home improvement is really where those stores benefit. And that's why we saw during COVID just those stocks skyrocket, was because everyone was stuck at home and doing different home improvement projects.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question about that. I mean, people now are probably thinking, "Oh, why not? I'm not going to move. I'm just probably going to let me go out to Walmart. Let me go out to Home Depot. Let me go out to Lowe's, and let me just start fixing up my own house. And then maybe down the road, we could maybe resell it for a better price because we fix things up, and then we'll get more money than it was compared to what before the repairs were." But no, I really think both of these quarters were strong. But something noticed on the conference call that Walmart CFO says. It says Walmart has canceled billions of dollars in orders, CFO says. To me, I think a lot of these companies over-ordered, or they were just backed up on supply chain. But also you could maybe it was just, they needed supply, but then all of a sudden that demand on a certain supply like backed off a little bit. So I thought that was interesting when they said billions of dollars in orders were canceled, because, when you go to the store now, at least the local grocery stores near me, the stocks are the shelves are stocked now that were before the supply chain issues. And so I think we're gradually seeing supply chain issues improve. It's just not happening fast. It's gradually day by day.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's what, typically you see is it'll take some time. Although, typically, and I saw this from Nicholas Talib, I believe it is, on Twitter yesterday, it's pretty much rare, if ever, to find shortages that aren't followed by gluts, right? That's kind of how the market responds to these things, right? So if we take semiconductors, for instance, something like semiconductors, we go quickly from a shortage of semiconductors to, okay, now we're rushing capital. Companies are spending more money to produce more because they know all these are going to sell. They know the demand's high. And now all of a sudden there's too many. So it's kind of rare to see, I guess, at least from a quantity supplied perspective, to find that equilibrium quickly. It usually goes from a shortage to a surplus, and then eventually we'll find that equilibrium.
Right, because sometimes you overbuy so many products, and then after a while, it's like the frustration is like, this product still isn't in this store. I'm just going to wait now, and I'm going to go to another section. So really, they got to find some way to equal and balance out what they're ordering, what to order, how much to order, because that's a lot of, I think, with Walmart saying they canceled billions of dollars in orders. I think because they overbought, and then the storage is probably at like high levels, and then they have nowhere to put it. So like the product's just going to end up, whatever it is. So really they have to try and find out a demand. What are people going for more? It could be electronics, could be food, could be different house items. I think their biggest problem is they have to try and I don't think they may solve is they have to try and see what supplies are people getting the most and how to balance out before ordering so much of one thing and then ordering nothing of the other.
Right. And so here was the tweet I was talking about from Nassim Taleb. So this was from a Wall Street Journal article. Bike shops order lots more bikes, expecting pandemic demand to last. Pedaling all of them now is an uphill climb. Shout out to whoever wrote that headline. I'm sure they got a nice little laugh out of that. But basically, this is, whether you're talking about bikes, whether you're talking about semiconductors, this is what we've seen. And this is what, we saw Walmart and Target come out and say, not this quarter, but last quarter, when they said, hey, look, like, we stocked up on a lot of these things people were buying during COVID, right? TVs, electronics, home goods, furniture. And now people are spending their money a little bit differently. So that's why it was so crazy to me, Nick. I don't know if you remember, but Target's, I'm pretty sure it was the last earnings report for this one. Maybe it was even 2 times ago. I don't know. Time has been moving very quickly. But the earnings report where Target dropped like 30% or 25% after hours, it was crazy because if you listen to the call, the CEO like says word for word on the call, we're still seeing a resilient consumer. We're still seeing the same amount of foot traffic. People are just spending their money differently. So I'm like, wait a second. You're wiping out 25% of this multi-billion dollar corporation's value after market because people are buying more of one type of goods than the other. Like, I know it's not good for Target, and they came out and said, hey, to deal with this inventory problem, we're going to have to cut prices and offer really good deals, and that's not good for margins. I understand all of that. But to me, that was a little bit of an overreaction. And so this is where Talib is saying, whether we're talking about bikes, whether you're talking about electronics at Target, whether you're talking about semiconductors, all these shortages we've been seeing, chances are we're going to end up seeing surpluses in those areas.
No, there's no question about that. And I remember when I was in New York, I got the notification from the Wall Street Journal that Walmart was coming out saying regarding guidance that they don't think they were going to meet expectations. Oh, I remember that headline, and the stock dropped after hours. We had comments flying from the different banks saying, we're not surprised by this. This was expected at some point. But then today when they reported, it was the complete opposite. So I really think it was just about, because look, I remember the stock dropping after hours when that report came out, and today it's basically gaining it all back. So I really think it was just now that some of these warnings we may see are just because they could be caution, and we don't know if they're actually true or not. They could be just underestimating. I think Walmart underestimated what happened between then and now, because the quarter today sounded very bullish, still sounded like people were spending. They're still spending, but just in different areas. Look, stadiums. People are going to concerts. People are going to stadiums to see baseball games, to see football games. And so just because they're spending on another item than they were back before or during COVID, doesn't mean spending's going away.
Yeah, and I think that's the bottom line, right? Is have we seen spending really drop? I mean, maybe a little in some areas as people have had to pay more money at the gas pump or at the grocery stores, but for the most part, like, it's not like people are getting real stingy with their pocketbooks, right? People are still traveling. People are still, shopping at retail. And that's been what the craziest part to me is, like, over the past 3 months, we've talked about job numbers remaining strong. Retail shopping has remained strong, which doesn't go hand in hand with a recession, right? That like, Walmart's reporting good numbers and beating, but we're in a recession. It's like some of these things, it's just like, oh, maybe we're dealing with some of the problems that arose during COVID and other things like the Russia-Ukraine war, and those will create some headwinds and hurt our productivity, hurt our GDP, hurt our equities a little bit. But overall, doesn't mean necessarily we're going to have some huge crash and everything's going to go to zero.
No, I think really people are still out spending. People are still buying stuff. And I really think too, we could debate recession fears or not. One day we're on recession camp, and the next day, these people that were calling for a recession, yesterday, or oh no, spending is good. I don't see a recession. So we have a lot of mixed tones and a lot of mixed feelings changing rapidly because nobody really knows, and they want to be the people first to call it. Hey, I called a recession and I was right a long time ago. Not saying particular people, but there are people that do that, or they're trying to change instantly because they want to be the first people to say, hey, I told you we were going into a recession, or hey, I told you spending was going to come down. Spending is not happening, but we're not seeing that. We're seeing spending still strong. We're still seeing people go to the games. We're still seeing people buy different items. We're still seeing a lot of spending in different areas. Just because electronic sales are down doesn't mean food items are down, or people buying tickets to go to concerts or football games or baseball games are being down. Money is still traveling. Money never sleeps. It's just not in one sector. It's in another sector.
Yeah, and exactly like you said, there are people out there who, for whatever reason, want to be the one. For me, the one that comes to mind is the Rich Dad Poor Dad author. Someone shared a meme on, not a meme. It wasn't even a meme. It was a picture, a timeline the S&P 500 over the last like 10 years, and they included each time. I think his name is Robert Kawasaki or whatever, tweeted that a big crash is coming, right? And like there are these guys that do that. Kind of these doom and gloom, Peter Schiff's, Michael Burry, whatever, that for whatever reason, things have to be just absolutely as bad as they can get, terrible. And I get it. Like there are probably some data points out there you can look at right now that aren't great. And I've been looking at those too. But there are also some that say, hey, things are okay. And when I'm mostly talking about here in the U.S. I mean, I think globally there maybe are even some more potentially concerning data points. But like you said, Nick, like that for whatever reason, that's a thing that we see a lot. And yeah, I mean, I hope I hope we're right too. I hope we're right that it doesn't have to be some huge crash.
No, I really think that we're going to have to see more data. I really think we're going to have to see what the Fed does. A lot of people are waiting for that. But I mean, data is changing dependently. As I said yesterday, gas prices at my local station, just because gas prices are coming down, doesn't mean prices at the pump are going to change. Yes, they come down, but now prices are down again today, WTI crude, but the price at my local gas station is unchanged. And that's now 6, 7, 8, 9 days in a row. So just because changes are happening rapidly, like inflation, just because there was 8.5% inflation year over year, whatever that number was, just because it come down off the 9.1 doesn't mean inflation is still not happening. Food still went up 0.1%. Food is still going up. Rent is still going up. And so there's still a lot of sticky areas in the U.S. that we're seeing inflation not slowing, and inflation continues to go higher. Why? I don't really know. I really don't have an explanation for that. But we're really going to have to wait in the coming months to see how July and August shaped up, to see as we get another CPI report before the September meeting. I believe we get another jobs report. I believe we get another PPI report. So there's still some data points that we get before the September meeting. And then you have a lot of people on the street already calling 50, 75, 25. What's going to happen with the Fed this year? What's going to happen with next year? There's a lot of people jumping the guns already, trying to predict whenever step number one was, let's see what CPI and PPI and the jobs report is going to be. We're already jumping 10 steps ahead of that before we even know what that kind of number is, because that number, I believe, is really going to determine what happens whenever the September meeting happens. Whatever the CPI, PPI, jobs number is, whatever that type of number is, if it's bullish, bearish, that number is really going to have an impact on the September FOMC meeting.
Yeah. Well, Nick, I know we got you on short notice today, but it is already almost 1 p.m. I did explain to the show a little bit. Someone was joking that you got to just become the show co-host at this point. I said, well, Nick basically is, but he is getting ready to start school, so we're just trying to get you on as much as possible. I know we here at Benzinga and you will have an exciting announcement to make soon, so everyone out there can stay tuned and ready for that. But Nick, always a pleasure to get you on, man. Please enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and we'll stay in touch and talk soon.
Yes, thank you, and you do the same. I cannot wait for this exciting announcement between us two, and it's going to be an exciting. We're not going to release any details just yet, but looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course. And yeah, I mean, I know you mentioned that today when we were chatting that maybe we could hop on tomorrow if today didn't work, but tomorrow I'm letting you know we're not having a show, so I wanted to make sure we got you on for at least a few minutes today.
Thank you.
No problem. All right, guys. Mr. Nicholas Brown, I'll drop his Twitter in the chat, news_by Nick. You got to go ahead and give him a follow there. because he's doing a great job posting the news and stuff on Twitter, of course, right now. But more so, I mean, when someone's that dedicated to something like Nick is about reporting on business news, right? He's just gonna get better, right? Because if you follow Nick now on Twitter, then in 20 years when he's on CNBC or the top business reporter in the world, you can say, hey, I followed him on Twitter when he was just 16 years old, and he used to go on this other kid's YouTube channel. That's how I found him. That'll be my claim to fame, at least. Okay, other headlines, anything else we need to talk about? I mean, look, I get it why math says big crash is coming. I mean, I ain't scared of math. No, I don't know. Like I said, Shelly, I know there are some things across the, just around the world that could make people really nervous right now. I think a lot of things are coming to a point where might see some changes. So people talking about, weather crises across the world or and whatnot. Like, I have no clue. All I know is that over time, historically, if you're either calling for a big market crash or just continuously buying, you're going to be way more positioned in the long run if you're doing the latter. So I'm doing the latter right now. And that's what I think, basically too, that's what I think too, because I hear this a lot too, is basically people, like a lot of people's like short thesis right now is they'll start talking about this and that in Europe. And I'm like, wait, isn't there a possibility where, all those things are true in Europe and then global, there's more global investments coming into US equities because we're showing relative strength, because we're better positioned than other countries right now? Like, just because England and France is struggling doesn't necessarily mean that's going to lead to a global recession and US stocks are going to crash, right? There's a scenario in which that actually benefits US stocks. I'm not saying it's a likely scenario. I think if across the board the European countries are struggling and GDP is down and productivity is down, I think that will be bad for U.S. equities as well. It's going to be bad for global trade. But there is probably a scenario that, the U.S. stocks attract more global investors because we are showing relative strength. And we've seen that just with the dollar over the last year, that the U.S. economy has been in a little bit of a better position than other countries around the world. So, again, I'm not saying like anyone out here who's short is silly. I don't really think that. I think there is some reason to be concerned right now, and I think there's probably a lot of smart people out there that are somewhat decently exposed to the short side. I'm just me personally. I haven't really like bought it. Like, I'm like, hey, like, yeah, like all that's true, but we've been doing all right. Oh, sorry, OP. France is not struggling. They have croissants, champagne, and meh. Although I did see France's energy prices have been going up, which I thought France had been, was like chilling because they had invested so much in nuclear. But I don't. Again, if I'm gonna sit up here and try to pretend like I know enough about the foreign energy markets to know what's going on and whatnot, then I'd be lying. I mean, we should have just all bought the ruble when they were offering. Wasn't the ruble offering like 50% interest if you bought some? That was a good trade. All right, guys. 1:03 p.m. You know what that means? Time to wrap up Benzinga Live for the day. Go ahead and smash the like. Yeah, Shelly, you did tell us to buy ruble, but Spencer kept laughing at you. I bought RSX or whatever the ETF was, and then it got canceled. They canceled it. Cancel culture, canceling my stupid stocks. But you know how it goes. All right, guys, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter if you have not already, at AaronBree5. Trying to get more active on Twitter. Up above 700 followers now. Gonna try to keep getting that number up. Going for the 1,000. I'm gonna try to pass Luke by the end of the year. But we need some help. We need some helpity help. Helpity help on Twitter. So go ahead and give me a follow. You know what? I'm going to make it easier for you guys. I just showed you my Twitter handle. I'm going to show you the actual link. So that way, no excuses. You know, you said, hey, Aaron, you said you sent me your Twitter handle. I'm not going to go to Twitter and type that in. That's too much work. Well, guess what? I'm going to send you just a link right now. Hi. Hi. From Michigan, with love. No Money Mitch today. So we're just hanging out. 1:05 p.m. Shelly saying, I don't know how to click links. I don't know. I don't really know how to. Oh, never mind. Money Mitch is live. We're doing Money Mitch today. Never mind on No Money Mitch. Sorry, guys. Ending now. Have fun at Money Mitch. Peace and love. No show tomorrow. We'll be back Thursday. One last time, please smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and give me a follow on Twitter. We will be back on Thursday.
This